Hi, I'm Jenny of Jenny Paper, and thank you for stopping by my craft channel. Today I'm continuing my easy budget friendly solutions in paper crafting. So if by chance you did last week's project, you found out that the 5-minute project that I promised really did take just 5 minutes. And I had made this one on the video, but I did change up the filler because I kept rating this particular original pocket that I made. So I decided to give it some new ones. And in case you worked on yours, you'll find out that the base piece did take 5 minutes. And sometimes with us, then the decorating takes a little time because we like to spend a little more effort on personalizing it and customizing it. I had talked about it being able to handle a tea bag. And then recently I added a cut apart, a botanical, little mini tickets, and this wonderful strawberry paper that has this little holes in it that I thought was really cute, like it comes out from a spiral notebook, and then added a little notch tag to it. And if you did yours and you've got all this nice little flat items that you'd like to send in the mail, you might be thinking, well, now that I got this done, it only took 5 minutes, could possibly, I might have another 5 minutes to spare, and can you show me how to maybe expand on this particular project? And I can tell you it's easy. It really is easy if you want to add an extra item. So in this particular case, here's the 5-minute pocket. So altogether, 10 minutes to make a project. And you can just easily add it to the back, of your two-pocket holder, and it gives you an opportunity to add some bigger items. And in this case, what I did is take a Starbucks gift card, and I added the holder, the Starbucks card holder, as well as the card in here. And I then glued a triple ribbon, this bow. This one is called a angel wings bow. It's from Scrap Diva, to dress it up. And then you just can put that in the big pocket, glue this down to the front of the pocket, and you're set. And basically you've got a whole 10-minute project that ends up with 1, 2, 3 pockets. In fact, you can add a fourth, and I'll show you how to do that. Hi, so I've been talking about using what we've got. So I happen to have maybe something that you've got hanging around the house, and it's called card bases. Lots of times we go to the craft store and they have those ready cut paper card bases on sale and clearance. And you can get a bunch of them pre-cut like this. And this is a size 4¼ by 5½. And in lots of times, if you're new, you might not know, but that's called an A2 size. It's a classic size for making cards. So I decided that I've got quite a few of this that I haven't used yet. So why not use this and upcycle it into making a pocket like this? And so that's what I did, and I'll show you how. It's really easy. So right now I just wanted to share with you, me being me, I would probably pick a pattern on a pattern. Like this is a kind of a yellow green, and I would normally probably pick this just to have that kind of a busy look. But you probably wouldn't be able to see some of the score lines that I would have to mark on this paper. So I'm going to switch off, and I'm going to do it with a plain pink paper. And all you need is a scoreboard. So I'm going to put this away here, and we'll just get this out. So again, this is 4¼ by 5½. This is what we call a card base, because all you have to do is put a decoration on the top, maybe stamp a sentiment like happy birthday on the inside, and you're done. So what we're going to do is just take this and pull it off on the side on your scoreboard, and we're going to score a line at over here at 3 3/4. So this is on your short side, 3 3/4, and just go right down. And you would just want to press a little harder, because You want it to go through to the other side over here, and if it doesn't quite, well, just lift up the flap and then just do it again like this, okay? Then just turn it clockwise this way, because this is your bottom. Put it against here, this corner, and then just score here at a 1/2 inch, like that. Oops, I think my score thing just skipped a little bit, so I'm gonna have to try a little harder here. There we go. And then that's it for the scoreboard. So when you open it up, you've got these lines, and what we are going to do is we are going to need our scissors, and we're going to do a little bit of cutting. And you'll see this little corner over here. We don't need the corner. In fact, I'm going to take a little, you can take a little bit past that corner. So I'm going to go all the way up to that corner. See how I took a little bit of extra? And I'll go on this side, and I won't cut it straight this way. I'm going to cut it there at a little bit of an angle. And on the inside, same thing. We're going to take off all of this and all of this. And what I'll do is cut this up from the middle. Here we go. Then I'm going to take a little extra right off of here. Oops. There we go. And then I think it's just my lighting right here, so I am just going to have to fold it down so I can take a look at it better. There we go. And I'm going to take that off. I'll just do it from this side. There we go. And this side. Okay. We'll get that all cleaned up. And this is what you should have after it's done. So in fact, I will take a little bit more of an angle off this side just to make it a little more even. Yeah, there we go. And what you do then is just fold it down. And I would fold this over. I just want to, yeah, just crease it like this. And do the same thing with the side one. Just so that, there you are. Okay. And you can get your bone folder out if you want, and then give it some crisp edges. Now, open it up, and what we are going to do is we are going to glue the flaps on the inside, like this. And what I'd like you to do is see this long side right here, put that down first, and then put the short flap up. That way, whatever you put on the inside later on will easily slide down this part. If you do it the other way, sometimes your item can get caught on this bottom part and not go in all the way if you've got a really long piece. So long side first. And let's just glue it down. There we go. And basically, that's it. Back the 5-minute pocket takes less than 5 minutes. And what you can do if you want is put a little thumb notch. So I have this 1 3/4 inch circle punch, and I'm just gonna, this is my front here. So I'm just gonna slide this inside and just give it a little punch here. There we go. There we are. And then that's it. So you can take your item and just glue it down. And in fact, what I'm going to do is distress it a little bit, because I did distress this one last time. So I'm going to do the same thing to the pocket, the big pocket, just to give it a little bit more dimension. I think it makes it a little easier to see some of the lines, and it's a nice contrast. So let me grab some ink. Here it is. And there we go. In fact, you don't really have to do this part, but I just like it. And since things are looking on that one is a little more distressed with that little edge, I think it just makes everything look a little more cohesive. Okay. So put away my Hero Arts Cup of Joe and my little dauber. And then I'm going to take these items out first because I kind of want everything flat, so it's just easier to glue. And I'm going to pop this right on. Now, you can put it in the center if you want. You can put it off to the side like this. It's just your own preference. What I am going to do is I can have two choices. Basically, I can just glue the whole back if I want to put it down, or I can glue the back sort of like an L shape back here, and that way I can have a fourth pocket, and that's what I talked about, so I'm going to show you that. So that is as easy as just putting down some glue. I'm going to put it down on the side, the bottom first, okay, and then the side, like that. I'm going to put mine in the middle, or thereabouts. There we go. And there. Now you've got a 4-pocket holder, and it took you hardly any time at all. So I'm going to put that in. I'm going to steal the gift card. So if you got a gift card for someone, maybe you're getting a Visa one or a Amazon Prime. Graduation is coming up. Mother's Day is coming up. It's kind of a cute little thing to way of giving a gift, as well as showing off some of your homemade goodies. And there it is. Ta-da! Your 5-minute. Oh, and if you have that extra, the 4th pocket here, I'll just put in a little extra item just to show it off. So I'm going to lift this up a little bit, put in my little scratch pad over here. And then there we go. You can do that, or you can slip it underneath like that if you want. And there you go. A 4-pocket holder that is done in hardly any time at all. Now, if you want to get a little fancier, there is another thing that you can do, and another item you might have already in your arsenal, and it's using an envelope. Some people, they like to use business envelopes. I happen to have, and I'm using up this particular skinny envelope. Other envelopes that are just as skinny are the ones that sometimes companies send to you to pay bills. This is that you write a check or whatever, which is, I know a lot of people don't write checks anymore, but write a check to pay a bill, and those envelopes are pretty skinny. So that's about the size of this one, which is made of vellum, and vellum is what I call plastic paper. And I got this on clearance at Hobby Lobby, and I've been finding different ways to use it, which is kind of fun. So for a different look with this is something I want to share with you. This is also using that 2-pocket holder in a different way. So what I did is I took my 2-pocket holder and I added it to the front of this envelope. Now, there was a few things about this that I also did different. If you look at the last week's one, I had talked about if you used single-sided paper, you would have a white side, and that white side, normally people place the white right here. And the reason is because lots of times you're going to be filling up this pocket, and so most people probably won't even see much of it because you've got it filled up. See, like this. But I did it the opposite way. I actually made this part and this part the white. And so, and the reason is I wanted to show off this tiger. I had this little piece of paper that had little tiny tigers on it. So I made this part white and I glued this tiny piece of scrap paper that had the tigers on it, and then added a little sticker and a little heart here. So live a good story. I thought that was cute. And the side part that was white, I covered it with some music paper because, like I've been saying, upcycle what we've got. I've been looking at that, looking at my scrap papers, as well as my junk journaling papers. So I have a bunch of music papers and I had an opportunity to use it. I also wanted to stick with a sort of like a black and gold theme. And so I thought that was kind of cute with the little black music notes. And then I made a little folder with black and gold. And I added a little tab on the side to put a black and gold tag. And then following my little wildcat theme, I had this dies of an ocelot and some tropical ferns and put that together for a little gift on the side pocket. I'm holding it together. Oh, by the way, I think I'll show you this. It's so transparent. A little tool. And all I did was knot it simply around the front because I did want to show off also this little gold part and the tigers. And by doing that, then I made sure that the tigers are probably the first thing that you see in the little gold part. So let me put this back in here before it slips out again. Okay, and for the pocket, I added this really cute sticker from Simple Stories. It's no one is you, and that is your power. I thought that was just such an uplifting message to give to someone. And then I added a little dangle. I put a little rectangular metallic piece of paper here to reinforce the hole, and then punched a hole and then put on a little beaded dangle. And then for the pocket part, I actually have, I want to show you, see this other pocket? I don't even use it, but you can if you want to. I do have a little mini pocket in here with an ocelot. Is that cute or what? And of course I had to put a little polka dot because of the ocelot heart, and then another textured heart, and then added a little gift. I made a couple of circle stickers, one with a little tiny field mouse and the other one that with a message, you know, love, bloom. That's one of my giveaways. And then I also used some more of my music scraps, added a little goodie in here, and added a little flap on the top with some more scraps, and some closed it with some washi paper, and that made the whole gift. And it turned into, from something flat like this, just to let you know, to a chunky monkey, and I love it. It just turned out very cute. And so I wanted to show you, if you choose to not choose to, that you want to do something different from just a pocket like this recycled from a card base, then take a look at your envelopes. And all you have to do with this is, because there's a seam right here, just prefer to just peel it off just so that I can get a little extra. And then I'll take my little cutter here and just cut off that little piece. Like that. Done. I wanted a little edge to it, so I have a little scalp edge punch. I decided to put that on instead. So starting from one side, just go right ahead and punch it. Here we go. Wow, that's really flying all over the place. And then just a little extra right here. There we go. There we go. Yeah. All right. So that part's done. And then I'm going to score it at about, here it is, scoring it on the long side, just to let you know, it's going to be 4 1/4. So grab a little, I think this time a mini scoreboard, because that's all I need. And making sure, whoops, that I'm scoring it on the right side, just to, yep, it is on the flap side. So on the flap side, go ahead and score. You can actually just fold it in half if you want, but I know with some people, we prefer to have a definite number that we can work off of, so I understand. Plus, when I'm working with vellum and it can be a little rigid, I do want to have a little scoring line that the paper can follow, because otherwise sometimes it just sort of crinkles rather than folds all over the line. So I find it just a little bit easier. And I do like to, after I've got that down, just slowly ease it in. Take your time with vellum, because like I said, it wants to, like this, it wants to wrinkle. So I will spend a little more time getting it to fold. And there we go. And where is my, here's my bone folder. Okay. So now all you have to do is glue it. Look at that, it's just making a mess. That's what happens when it's a warm day. Your glue will want to erupt out of the nozzle. Wintertime, it's usually not an issue. Okay. Wow, I'm getting glue all over the place here. Okay. Just pat that down and line up your sides. Just make sure that's done. There you go. And in this case, I am just going to make it, because we've got so many pockets already in here, this will be 1, 2, 3, and I better let this dry a little bit. Then I'm just going to put the whole pocket, glue the whole back down, and I'll probably just glue in the middle also. I think this time though, I'm going to use a little sticky tape, just because vellum takes a little bit longer to dry, and so working with it on camera, I would prefer it not to slide around. So I'm going to use some of my Terra tape. Okay, where is the, oh, here you are. Okay, let me move this to the side, and here we go. This way, with the Tear and tape, you're thinking of, well, it's sort of like a plastic adhesive, and plastic, I noticed, sticks to plastic a lot faster than if you used wet glue. So I'm gonna, there you go, rip this off and rip this side off. And one thing about Tear and tape is you really do want to make sure you've got it down on the surface. Otherwise, it'll just pop back up like this. So you've just got to roll it back. Yeah, so just take the time to actually rub it in onto your surface before you try to tear off the top white cover on it. So I'm going to take that. There we go. And I want to put one on this. I know it's being anal, but I do want to put one on the center. Sometimes if you have had a big project and you don't put one in the center, sometimes the thing kind of bows in the middle. And being that you made it, you're probably the only one who notices, but, and I don't worry about that being ripped because that's so in the back. All right, who's gonna see it? And there we go. And there's your other pocket that's done, just like this. And I'm going to, like always, steal from another one. Put this in here. There we go. all the little goodies. If you want, yes, you can put your the tea bag on the side here. So I'm just, it can't handle something bulky like this though. So if you want to, you can take this though and put it inside. There we are. And I'm going to steal something from here. There we go. Put it from here. There you go, right inside. And all that's really left to do for decoration, because basically this is the decoration, is the closure. So for me, I just simply used a tab, and you can just, here you go, and I just tied a little tulle over it. But you can leave it plain. I just like it folding over in some way, and I really do like it tied down, so I thought I'd keep it plain. I did have a whale tail tab just like this one if I wanted to do that and emphasize a little pink. But I decided instead I'll go with an eyelet. And so I'm going to punch a hole for an eyelet and then tie it down. So this is my eyelet puncher, and making sure that I'm going to punch it somewhere around the center. Okay. All right, right around there. And then set, this is an extra wide eyelet. It's, you get it, I think this, We Are Memory Keepers. And then here's my little eyelet setter, and I always mark it for where the top is so that I don't mix it up later. And there we go. Punch it down. See, and that's set. And then all I have to do now is just add a little string. So I think I'll just feed it through. And part of, I think, one of the challenges when you're a crafter, especially when you're starting off, is how do I close an item? So that's one reason why I'm spending a little time coming up with something a little different from what I've shown before. And then this particular one, very simple, just put an eyelet there and then just tie a little bow and you're done. There we go. You can put a ribbon instead if you want. I am fond of any kind of like crochet thread I might find at the thrift store. So there we are. Another little cute chunky monkey that hardly took any time at all. And what you've done is create a really sweet package that holds a lot more. You can slide it into an envelope. I would think that maybe because it's a bit bulky, there is extra postage if you're going to be sending it. You have this closure that's a vertical, or you can use the horizontal one where it just wrapped everything around. This was a time saver. You already had something that was built, which was this part, and all you had to do was either add one more piece, which was, in this case, that was the card base. In this case, it was an envelope. Hopefully, you have those in your stash. So whether you stay small with just this, or you decide to expand and create an extra set of pockets, you have two quick, easy solutions today, and while still having some crafty fun. And I hope you're having fun. And speaking of fun, you gotta see my next project. It's quick, it's simple, but it's really different. And I don't think that there's that many tutorials out there, and I just can't wait to show you this. So the person you'll be giving this gift to, the one I'll be showing, will light up. I mean, literally. Anyway, thanks bunches for stopping by, and until next time.